Welcome back. It is time for Act 2.
Which means it's time for that faded discussion. What are you good at? What are you bad at? What do you need?
I am great at damage. Ish. Actually.
Great at single target. You're good at doing 50 damage.
I have a scaling tool in
Maybe
the spot
70
weakness.
now with the Fiend Fire. Yeah, that's true.
I'm good at draw. I'm bad at energy. Although I do have a lot of things that allow me to just hard solve a fight, right? Like if I'm up against the Chosen, for instance, 2 feel no pains and the fight is solved, right? If I'm up against certain enemies, disarm, solve the fight, right? If the enemy's slow enough, barricade, enough feel no pain stuff, and entrench could even just be solved fight. It feels like I have a lot of fun tech tools that I can use, and a little less consistency.
Yeah, because I think about the fights that would be scary when you describe your deck as pretty good at doing damage, like Snake Plant, but Disarm makes that fight a lot less scary. Disarm is a hard carry block in Act 2, really. I think that Snecko could arguably be better for you. Like, you might actually like the confusion. I think that Avocado and Friends will still be trouble. And I think Chosen, or actually, Cultist Trio is what you're particularly going to struggle with, I think, is killing a group of mid-health enemies.
Yeah,
because you've got good tech to reduce the damage from big health single targets, and you've got good tech to burn down smaller targets. But
yeah, the Slavers in particular are going to be quite rough.
Explosive Potion helps you a lot for that fight, right? That's like 20% of their life is gone. And you can do 40 or 50 damage, and if you burn down one Slaver, then you just take 30 damage in the rest of the fight, but you'll win. You'll win.
Yeah, I feel like I'll be able to make it over that hump, but I'm at least taking 30, 35 damage, something like that.
Yeah.
That's how mine is currently running. How about yours?
Yeah, we're mixed, right? So actually this deck is pretty consistent because it is only 23 cards, a baby for me and for Silent, with 2 Acrobatics, Prepared Plus, Well-Laid Plans Plus, and a Backflip. And if we can get to where we're consistently playing Grand Finale within a couple of turns, then we will destroy hallway fights. And we're not far from that. With really, really strong potions to help us get off the ground. Distilled Chaos is pseudo draw too, so you can use it to line up Grand Finale potentially. Fire Potion, Ghost in a Jar. So I'm feeling confident in my ability to get started fighting some enemies, particularly because enemies aren't tougher yet, right? I also think that this deck will get so much better with a handful more removals.
Yes.
And we have Smiling Mask, right? And so that's one of the things that I was thinking about on the map was how can I get as many merchants as possible while also pathing through elites, because I think that actually if I can use these potions in elites, I'll be pretty good at them. One thing that I discovered was this demonic path of death.
Ooh, okay, I see it.
It is 3 elites and 2 merchants, but there is notably no fires on that path until the very, very end, which is a little spooky. But, you know, the deck's doing okay for upgrades.
You do have the ability, or the optionality rather, to duck out at this point and decide,
Several
you know
points.
what, that's not for me. I was wondering if you were going to look more at this path over here. Because this does have the midline rest, and it's got an extra elite. What it's missing is your shop, right? That's the trade you're making. You get an extra elite, you get an extra rest, but you lose a shop.
I saw this line, and you can hit 4 whole elites on this line, and that's pretty nice, and you get 1 more upgrade. I'm not uber confident, though, to be honest, in fighting tons of elites. I think potions are part of the plan, and your deck is not many upgrades off of being very good at elites in this act.
Yeah.
Disarm upgrade is huge. Getting your key damage cards like Fiend Fire, especially with Brutality upgraded, is huge. I know that there's like a little bit of inconsistency and unknown right now, and you're energy hungry, but you're not far off from being really incredible at Act 2 elites.
It's weird because like I'm thinking I'm definitely energy hungry, so how do I want to address that? Now, which of these are energy upgrades? Barricade's an energy upgrade, so is Entrench, but am I going to be playing those in every fight? It feels like there are going to be a lot of fights where I see both of those and go, I don't want that. Exhume
those
also
might be curses for you for now.
Exactly. There'll be curses in some fights, and there'll be, like, trump cards in the other fight, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But it feels like Exhume right now, what is it pulling back that is valuable? It pulls back Fiend Fire and Disarm?
Disarm plus Exhume plus trivializes half of the fights in Act 2.
Should we draw them
really
in that order,
good.
to be fair?
Sure, right. And that's a thing. That's a thing, because the deck has some size to it already. Absolutely.
I think part of what I'm struggling with is what would my upgrades be? Like, it feels like Fiend Fire, with the amount of draw that I have in the deck, like, is
great.
A heavy consideration for first upgrade. And then...
Gosh, you have a lot of good upgrades, don't you?
Exactly. Like, Brutality wants to become an 8. Kind of, After Image a little wants to become an 8, but it only really cares if I get Juggernaut, which later. Feel No Pains obviously always want an upgrade, but they can always take the upgrade whenever. Disarm as well, Battle Trance as well, Burning Pact as well. Like,
man, we almost can't get you enough upgrades. Holy crap.
Exactly. Is there any way that I can prioritize upgrades over the course of this floor? And there is.
You get 4 upgrades on the left side.
But it gives me 1 elite.
Yeah.
So that would be the path going
Which
out.
might be okay. Which might be okay, because there are good, tough fights in the hallways. This is a very fight-dense path, so you're seeing lots of cards. And there are also some good fights in events, right? So, like, here at the end game, you have a chance for potentially Colosseum. Thwack, as we call it. If you take this event-dense starter path down here at the bottom, then this could be Romeo and Juliet. You could spend some life to get Nilri's Codex or Necronomicon, which is energy. Necronomicon is energy, right? So it might be okay, man. I mean, obviously, fighting more elites is better. And obviously, it would be nice to lean in on your incredible relics and to lean in on Lizard Tail. But considering how awkward your deck is right now, just having an act to where you kind of tighten it up a little bit and get through and get a relic, it could be okay. And then you can focus on taking picks to survive Collector.
Yes. I totally agree that I can afford to drop elites worth of value here. Not only am I'm also kind of like reasonably relic stacked at the moment. For the start of Act 2. It feels like if this deck gets, you know, the upgrades on the right cards, and even if I only get 1 elite over the course of it, and every question mark is useless for me, it still feels like by the end of this act, I end up with a deck that is appropriately end of Act 2, start of Act 3 value.
Yeah. And by taking lots of fights, you increase your chances to see cards that will break your deck, like Juggernaut, right?
I think I'm pretty set on that one then.
You like it? You like that left side? All right, I'll clean up my drawings. I think I'm going to take that right side path, go through the merchant and take up to 4 elites with less fires, but more opportunities for removals. Actually, I don't know. I'll get to this node and I'll decide left versus right. I might go for more merchants. We'll see where we're at.
All right.
Ooh, the vaulted door. Let's do it. Heck yeah. I'm so stoked on this.
It's so good. Ooh.
Coming out of the gate with big flechettes, baby.
Give him the flechettes.
Go ahead and flechette him.
Can we turn up the flechette?
You know what relic is good? Horncleat. That relic is good. I'm pleased that we have it.
It's so damn good, this act.
I'm over here doing all sorts of crazy grand finale calculus. It's really a lot to ask of one mind.
2 disarms on the shell parasite. They don't get to play.
It's pretty good, and you're gonna get upgrades on those. Double disarm is seriously, it's like one of the strongest things in the game for single target fights. And that's where I'm worried for you. We've got to find some answer for cultists. 13 in the redraw. Oh gosh. Tried to do this in my head.
Yeah. Ooh, and you've got the 3 energy already. So are you just trying to consider whether or not you're holding things for a later turn?
I am trying to figure out how I'm setting up Grand Finale next draw through. Oh, I didn't realize you'd switched over to my screen.
You?
So, yeah.
Well, but does Grand Finale next turn have to be, or next cycle have to be the player? Because with Choke,
No.
Cloak and Dagger, Neutralize, and the Shiv, you get a decent amount towards it.
Mm-hmm. We take some damage here on that turn if we play that line.
Mm-hmm.
But no, you're right. I don't have to play into Grand Finale. It just seems to me probably the easier way to make sure that we don't take unnecessary damage. What I'm leaning towards here is Survivor, discard to defend, so it's in the redraw. Acro, which will be slightly off. We'll have 15 cards in the discard. We draw 3, right? So we're going to draw the 1, and then 1, 2, 3 down will be at 13. But that means I'm lined up for the other Acro to get us within draw range. We also have a couple backflips and stuff. So this, I think, puts us in a position to at least block through and maybe really take advantage of Grand Finale to simplify this fight, which is what I want.
Just very quickly going to get your screen back up because for some reason that dropped.
Oh no.
There. That's okay. That's the behind the scenes right there. That shouldn't be.
A little bit of Discord going on. Don't worry about that. That's probably not relevant. That probably has nothing to do with this.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
Back online, baby. Cool. Yeah, I ended up taking basically exactly the route that I just described, which was Survivor, Acro. Anyway, if you want to watch me play a Grand Finale, you can. It's probably going to take me a minute and a half. It's my guess.
No, it's all good.
This is going to be a slow and steady act for me.
I heard a decent amount of consternation over a single turn, and I wanted to check in and see what was up with it.
See what's going on there. No, I big appreciate that. Big boy.
Ooh. Do I want to get jaxed? I feel like I do want to get jaxed.
You love to jax. Actually, I think jax is really good for you.
Yeah. 2 bloods in the deck, a couple of many zero
hope
costs.
that you get a Rupture and a Reaper, and that you just laugh all the way to the bank.
I would absolutely adore that.
Oh, heck yeah. These turns are made for walking.
And that's just what they'll do.
One of these days, this turn is... I don't know what it's going to do. Yeah, these are the tough fights, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you end up having to use an explosive potion on these?
That's what I'm thinking, right? Saves a lot
At
of
least you
HP.
can make blood for blood and hemo on this turn. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
That's huge, actually. Wow, nice. I think that was worth. I know it was hard to drop it when you're thinking, well, but what about Tri-Slavers, right? What am I going to do for Tri-Slavers?
That's exactly why it was hard to drop.
We 0 damage that fight, baby, and I'm offered a Cloak and Dagger Plus, which I might take for you.
Ooh, I would happily take that off of you, but it's reasonably fine for you. You've also got a Vajra still.
I do. I don't want to put too many cards in this deck, but I also have to not... I have to not take any cards.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense.
Definitely does. Right, there's my 10.
Omamori? Another grand finale? Oh, man. Stores. Do you ever buy Omamori at the beginning of Act 2? If you're going to take a ton of events or something, right?
Sometimes. Yeah. A lot of the time, we've seen this before, right? Omamori is something that I often get quite excited about because I usually use all the charges with my straight up lust for events.
Yeah. It is a lust thing, isn't it?
I know. Ooh.
Yo, there's your answer. That's what you were missing. There's your answer. That's huge.
Know.
Oh, but there's a body slam there too, though. These are my favorite interactions in this series. Is when I look over and we both like, and the the lasers, and there's like a fusion that occurs as we both start knowing the same thing.
Immolate
but
detected.
Dude, I don't know.
Body slam detected.
Body slam. I think you might have to immolate. Do you not?
So bad.
In Slay the Spire, first off, body slam is energy. It's upgraded. Second off, in Slay the Spire, true AoE fights are very rare. It's basically only Gremlin Leader and Reptomancer. Most fights reward AoE, but are perfectly fine with single target. If you can burn down one or two of the enemies, then you'll win. Tri-Slavers is this way. Most fights are this way. And so if you're actually blocking a lot during the turn, then body slam is great. My concern is, I think we take this body slam because of barricade and entrench, but right now half of your block is disarm and orichalcum. Two things that don't actually create block during your turn to body slam with.
Yes and no. The Feel No Pains are a huge amount of my block. The one thing I would be deprived of is the double Feel No Pain with a Fiend Fire going out afterwards and then playing Body Slam later that turn, because obviously
unless
Fiend
you
Fire
get Dark
burns
Embrace, and then suddenly.
I think
I love it. Will you help me with this store? I'm a little torn. So we took one card this act. I did pick up a Cloak and Dagger Plus because I wanted one more bit of block saturation and also, 10 damage with Vajra. It's a good card.
Yep.
I went ahead and took a removal. We have the option to pick up an Omamori. If we do, I think we need to think strongly about switching paths to kind of play around yours to see more events. Otherwise, we can bankroll money. We could potentially take Noxious Fumes if we think we need something like that for the boss fight. I'm inclined to take as few cards here as I can get away with. And it certainly feels kind of funny to take Omamori with the Darkstone Periapt, but I think not getting the curses is better than getting the health. So, I don't know. I think I'm torn here because as I'm talking through it, I feel like the correct answer is to not buy cards, but I also don't want to feel like I'm holding 200 gold worth of value when I could get stronger before a potential 4 elite path. You know what I mean?
Can we have a look at your deck, please?
Absolutely, May. You want me to sort it or anything?
No, it's fine. That'll do. Okay, so immediately what I'm thinking is you're drawing 7 cards in your opening turn. You're drawing a +3 if you play acrobatic. So, assuming you play every single one of your draw sources, do you get to a 0 at the end of your deck, right? So it's 7, 3 positive, 2 positive.
The easiest way to solve this is because it's always 5s, right? And so the easiest way to solve this is what are you off? And we're off by 1, right? Because 22 is the natural draw, which means that we either need a 1 draw or 6. We can get 6 with 2 acrobatics.
Yep.
We can get, and that's it. If we got one more 2 draw source, then we would also need to offset it in some way. But yeah, double acrobatics is the only way I first cycle Grand Finale right now.
Yeah, the lack of a single card draw for that kind of like draw variability is I mean, it's probably something that you end up managing to fix, like, an escape plan will do that.
Or quick slash,
well, escape plan, whether or not you play it is what it would do, but
no, escape plan it really counts for Grand Finale. A lot of people are like, but wait, it's card neutral because if you play it, it just replaces the draw that you would have had. But when you're draw fixing for Grand Finale, escape plan is great.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's whether or not you play it. I'm trying to think, is there a world where in first cycle, by the middle of Act 3 or something like that, you are able to play 2 Grand Finales relatively consistently?
You're thinking about buying this Grand Finale?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So
that's the best.
I will say there is one thing that it does, right? Even if you don't pop both grand finales off, you've added redundancy, right? If you see grand finale before you see well-laid plans, suddenly you're not playing it in the first cycle, but maybe you have another grand finale and that's the one you're playing in the first cycle.
Yes, say more. I already clicked it, but I want to hear you say more about it because I love it.
Oh, that was the end. That was the end of my sentence.
We have 2 grand finales. You helped me do the thing that I wanted to do, but couldn't bring myself to believe was correct. Actually, it's pretty good for collector, so thank you.
Oh yeah, it'll be really good in that fight.
I think it might force my hand to take more shops, though.
Yeah, no, and if we have to change the path layout, I'm totally happy to do so.
I think that this still works. If you're still going along the far left side, I just come over and I swing around you. We share the fire up in the top. And then we share an event, which we can totally do. And then we split out, you know, to take different Ratis.
Works perfectly.
Sick. Slightly fewer elites, but that's fine for me. I love rats. Oh man, that's so hype, dude. Let's go. Okay. Wow. You helped me do the thing that I wanted to do. You know what else is cool about adding 1 card there? It puts me off by 2. I have many more ways to get 2 than I have to get 1.
Yes.
Because now I can play just the single backflip. I can play acro and a prepared and a backflip because I've got 5s. Like, it's solid.
Super is. We've got a bottled tornado here.
Ooh.
And there is part of me that's now thinking, do I bottled tornado and upgrade the barricade ASAP? Because turn 2, it's got the Horn Cleat. Turn 1, if I don't block, it's got Orichalcum.
No, I think you should do it. I think that's your end game now.
We're now
because you've got 2 other that you can. You've got the brutality, which you can make an 8. You've got after image, which you can make an 8. Yeah, you're really real, Dave. Indeed.
Big hours.
28. That's a lot of damage, huh? When you really think about it, really break it down.
It's enough. It's an appropriate amount of damage, I find.
So what's tough is when I draw both grand finales on turn 1 before I've gotten the well-laid plans online. But if you just saw a bottled tornado, that means there's a bottled tornado in my path.
Yep.
Ayo.
Oh my god, wait a second. Could you... If you gave Bottled Tornado to another player, would they then get to associate it with a new card in their deck? And if so, can they have 2 Bottled Tornado cards in their opening hand?
I don't know how that works. That might crash. There's some... In base game Slay the Spire, when you bottle a card, you can no longer remove it. And I think that that's at least partly to avoid game break. So I don't know what happens there, but I do fear it.
I feel the fear is likely appropriate.
Man, we're getting strong, dude.
It's...
I think I'm going to take another acro. It's only card draw. Card draw only.
Go for it. That concentrate that you passed up last act is suddenly looking pretty good for you.
Yeah. Get close to that super weird 25 card pseudo infinite. Just keep on going and keep on going and keep on going.
You energize the bunny.
You just don't stop.
Ten metallicize is always just nice. It's just so nice to have.
You feel nice and comfy when you have it. There's no doubt. Oh my gosh. Oh my. Wait, when did you play your other Heart of Iron?
I played it in this fight. I
so
played
you got
actually
the immediate
a full
replacement?
load of them. Yeah, exactly.
I think I dropped the regen.
Yeah.
Because you have, it's too bad you couldn't just play the regen there for the 5 from Toy Ornithopter, right? That would be pretty cool. Just drink it out of battle. I don't know what we did, but I've got Blondie in my head now, and it will never leave. What did we talk about? Oh. What is the name of that
Heart of
potion?
Iron, Heart of Glass.
Yeah.
That'll
There's
do
your
it.
answer. That'll do it. That'll just do it.
That'll do.
That'll do, pig. There's your answer. I'm so slow, but I'm gonna be so fast. If I can just get there. And I'm actually surviving pretty well, even with my slowness, because basically the whole deck is blocks other than the grand finale, which is great. Blocks and deck manipulation. Feels so good.
So enamored with my deck here.
It's gonna be a behemoth. I feel confident in that.
If I get that barricade upgrade and 1 point of energy from the boss, it's
You're there.
It's over for you nerds.
Yeah, you've made it. Stinky nerds. Your days are numbered. I'm just plugging along, man. I'm just living my life.
As long as you're living your best one.
I think it is. It is my best one. Yeah. I think so. Ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh.
I'm definitely a little dumbstruck by the game.
Just
At
like
least a
managing
little.
all these things.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
All right, send that out.
But I should have had you cut. I played 2 grand finales on that turn, so we're there. Second cycle, but I played 2 grand finales against Centurion and Mystic, which is granted basically a sandbox fight. Centurion and Mystic asks, "Do you have any chance to win this run?"
Pretty much.
If you lose to Centurion and Mystic, you're leaning towards the nah side.
Yeah, if you lose to Centurion and Mystic, it feels oftentimes like a mercy.
It was a mercy. Yeah, agreed. Dude, I can't believe that I'm about to pass a Blade Dance Plus. I shouldn't be playing these grand finales, but this is part of what Ascension 1 is for, is to do fun and different things. So I'll stick to my guns. Sticking to them. The guns. Yo, dude, it's the Dark Embrace. Put that in the deck. Don't think.
What is happening?
Act now. Supplies. They're running out. What is happening is you're building your way straight into a victory. Yeah, baby!
Hell yeah! Get that regret.
Old Raps, you've done a kind thing to me. Which ladder streak do you think that's from?
I no clue.
I think it
I'm gonna
was.
say 3? Ascension 3 of the
It's
last
been a
streak?
while since we've seen this. It's been a while.
Leave
That's
that
for
one there.
sure and for certain. So I'm in the Slavers fight. And it's a tough one because we've already seen a grand finale, but the good news is because of our current deck size and with 2 acro in the draw, there's a good chance we can see the other. And this is where the redundancy will pay off. So I think I can navigate it, but I just wanted to point out this is one of those moments to where having 2 grand finales is going to feel really good because we dramatically increase our chance of first cycling one. Yeah, and in fact, this is it. But if I play this one and see well-laid plans, am I sad? I just might be.
Yeah, you would be, right?
Right?
Although,
Maybe this is some kind of funky footwork.
is there any likelihood that you would be able to draw 5 in the rest of the deck? Do you have an acrobatics as well as a 2? You do.
We only need a 3. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's if you use
I
the
see what you're
acrobatics
saying.
this turn. So if you went neutralize acrobatics and then you had 10 left in the deck,
and then
is
just
there a-
close. Okay, I like that line a lot. Yeah, there's the well-laid plans. So get out, nerd. And then we need to play potion heavy in this fight.
Yeah.
But you're right that we have it's not even a 50-50. We have a pretty good chance of lining up this other grand finale.
There it is.
In fact, we can do it this turn. Why wait? Act now. The supplies. They continue to run out. Flechette's better than a strike. Confirm. Prepare. 2 energy remains.
You're probably going all out attack after the
finale.
grand finale.
Yeah, and there's just 49 damage, so all that's left is this Taskmaster. And we're already blocking them.
That's 49, right? You still need 1 more on the main.
Oh, you're right. Okay. Okay, then I actually think the line is... Dun, 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 dun. This is weird.
No, I don't. No. You want to go 2 defends, because if you keep a if you discard, right, with the random on all out attack. Oh, no, wait, you get to cast the thing before you cast all out attack. Never mind, it's fine. Yes. In my play, you had to play all out attack immediately after grand finale for some reason. I don't know why that was.
Because it's the one we were thinking about, is all that it boils down to. I just wanted to have 2 defensive cards to hold into the next turn. Oh, yeah. I don't have well-laid plans, so nothing matters.
Anyone can see.
Anyone can see. That was nice. Just 1. Hey, and there's the Bottle Tornado, which means it's time to victorize.
Hell yeah.
Oh, man. Okay. Now we money business. Hey, do you need anything? I'm at a courier. Is Flechette's good for you?
That's a good question. Let me pull up my screen, go a type sort here. No, not really.
Well, it scales with strength, so even if you only get a 2 or 3 hit off of it, it's basically a sword boomerang that's single targeted.
That's true. It does scale with strength, and we do have a few things that are going to be doing draws for us. It's just, it feels like a lot of these are very inconsistent. Like,
do you want
after we draw, we... Flying Knee is a little closer, but also... it's a card between me and a lot of my setup cards here, and this is feeling more like a setup build with the barricade. Now that I'm doing the barricade stuff, it feels like Vajra isn't even necessarily.
So maybe we just play our own. Maybe we live in our own life.
Maybe we do. However, I'm also at a place.
Oh, are you really? Oh, nice. Yeah. Well coordinated. Oh my gosh, it's gonna let you send the Bottle Tornado.
It would. I think that would just break the bottle on my side, but I think you would be able to bottle 2 things. If I had to guess. I need the bottle though, so I gotta keep it.
I don't know if you can break. It's not worth the money to do. It's just, it's fascinating. It's too fascinating to me. I have trouble ignoring this option. I think that we're 2 ships passing each other in the night, acknowledging each other's presence, but sending nothing for now, you know?
I think you're right.
I could send something just into the void. I could pay for removals here. You don't have to accept my cards.
Yeah, I could try and send you a clothesline really that I don't want in the deck much anymore. It's a high cost for a way of accomplishing defense that we are doing better in other ways.
This might be the strongest thing to do at Couriers for us right now, is get 12 gold removals.
There you go. Copper clothesline.
I am getting rid of a Flying Knee. And so we open up our box and we skip.
Should I wait for you to get to your next courier after this? Or even after that? Do I want to wait on this position, or do I want to go for the elite fight, the boss fight rather?
I think that we are pretty ready to go if you want to go ahead and take Collector, and I'll try to kind of monitor you while I take on... I still have another couple elites to take out, so I knew that my act would be slow, and it in fact has been.
But that is fine.
This is okay.
Oh, baby!
You got the setup. Is Feel No Pain or Metallicize more important on turn 1?
Yeah, exactly right.
Maybe, right? Start stacking. How are you going to deal with torch heads in this fight?
That's a question. I hope that helps.
Do you need to play Heart of Iron to survive it? You've got 80 health, so you're probably okay.
Yeah, no, I think I'll be fine. It's just... Oh, God. True Grit, and use that to burn the blood for blood, I think. Yeah, it's just I'm going to need to find the ability to give them the instantaneous damage. It feels like blood for blood is actually really good for me, so I don't want to burn it.
Yeah.
I think I'm in the realm where I actually just send him. How I deal with the torch heads, honestly, it's probably I just overblock them ridiculously. Like that.
Yeah, that checks out, and then you just vulnerable body slam collector and win the fight. It's all coming together, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really curious now what the bottle trade does. If it breaks the game, or if like there's a few different options that I think could occur.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just not sure which. Nine, 5, 4, barely off, huh? You sure have some block.
Mm-hmm.
Do you just ignore the torch heads?
Kind of? I feel like I still kill them with the blood for blood. I haven't really got a vulnerability set up at all. Did I? I didn't remove Bash from this deck, did I?
Sure did.
Teak. So we found in a different position that the cards Bash, Survivor, Neutralize, Zap, Dual Casts, Wrath, Vigilance are all considered a kind of basic card here.
Yeah.
I think it got transformed with the Pandoras. Because I got 9 cards out of Pandoras, and I had 4 strikes and 4 defense.
What the heck?
I should have had 4 strikes and 5 defense.
But that should never happen.
Unless I removed one.
Is this the power of Spire with Friends? A power so overwhelming that the Pandora leaks the contents of the Pandora, which cannot be put back in the box.
Of course.
Also, far exceed the boundaries of the box.
Hence not being able to put it back in. It's like when you get, you know, almost any product out of its packaging. You ever tried to send something back with warranty? Oh.
You just can't really do it. It's kind of a joke that we tell ourselves.
Yeah, Bash is just gone. All right. Well, peace, Bash.
It was a good time that we had together.
Mm-hmm.
Goodness, man. I think you have enough block. You've gotten into Entrenched Town now. I think you're going to be okay. I was worried about you, I won't lie, but I'm not worried about you anymore.
I have well and truly escaped.
You're going to be A-okay on your own. So this is turn 3. And I'm playing double grand finale. We're quite consistent at it now. So that's good. I think we're both approaching stratospheric heights. If we haven't fully arrived at them. Oh my. Do you want to have 999 block and 999 strength? You can do it on this run.
Sometimes I like to have 999 block and 999 strength, but the more that I play, the more I feel like, is that making us stronger, or do we just... Because, like, currently the barricade plan is a plan to defend and then use that defense to deal great offense. Sure, it's only through body slam at the moment, but it also buys us a lot of time.
It does not make you stronger. It's just flexing.
Yeah.
You absolutely will not be stronger to have 999 block and 999 strength.
How about a third disarm, though?
Yes, I really like this Exhume a lot. Slick. Going power pot ion.
I Coffee Trooper, easy for me.
Yeah, you with the Toy Ornithopter and Burning Blood, 100%. Okay, I have fallen far behind you in this act. We're trucking along. Do you ever take the blue key here?
So the consideration would be, do you want to take the Coffee Trooper later on?
Yes, that's a good point. That's a good point. We got to see that. Okay. I didn't think I ever skipped that anyway, but that's exactly what I needed to go fully over the line. So, since we left off, I've added another acrobatics and a piercing whale.
Nice.
I think it's too important of tech to leave behind.
Yeah, it's great.
And so I took it. It's so good for the Act 3 bosses and for the heart and for the Act 4 elites, actually. But I'm just trying to focus on burning this deck down as much as I can. And I'm curious about potions here, potentially. Actually, Blessing of the Forge is not a bad pickup, and it's something that I could benefit from for the rest of the game. I'm gonna trust my gut and take that. You don't need like a strength potion or something, do you? No.
Nope.
You leaned in on barricade. Dang it. Here's where I do wish that I had the Omamori, but it's only 50% at this Ascension, and I would get health out of it.
Yeah.
Relic's probably worth losing one card draw. 50% of the
Temporarily,
time.
especially.
I didn't even get a curse. Just high roll. Now we have Frozen Egg too.
Oh.
It's all coming together. So I actually didn't get rid of Flechettes, and this is the turn why.
Yeah.
Because I've removed basically every attack other than Grand Finales, this Flechettes is frequently like 35 damage with the Vajra, and so it's still very, very, very relevant to keeping us together. And I even wonder if I just pop Blessing of the Forge here. 35. Oh man, if the Cloak and Dagger were already upgraded, we could go Flechettes, Cloak and Dagger, Blessing, and actually kill the backline slaver. As it is, I might just hold Flechettes.
Do you ever... No, it's too much. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but it's like there's so many opportunities to whiff.
We always play well laid, because it's just going to come down to... And we've got some healing. Okay, so we take the reasonable path. Take the midline. Oh. Now we could do it. Flechettes for 35, C&D, Blessing, and that's doing... Upgraded Shivs are what? They're 6 by base? Or is it 7?
6.
So they'll be doing 7s because of Vajra. 14 more. 35, 14, 49. Dead enemy.
Yeah.
Is that worth the potion? Probably. It simplifies this fight dramatically.
So the downside is you don't get to keep your well-laid plans, so you have to go back to like single target individual removals.
Yeah, or just line up one of these two grand finales.
Yeah.
I think it's worth.
No, the Flechette had to go out first.
You're right. That order was whack. My brain is honestly, if I'm genuinely, my brain is melting in these runs. It is really, really melting.
For the audience, the mental overhead of managing your deck as well as trying to have enough of an idea of another person's deck to try and actually collaboratively work with them, as well as weave your parts in together, it's a lot. So that is part of the bear with us while we learn more.
But we're getting better. Every time we play, we get closer.
Undoubtedly. That's the double grand finale next turn.
Yeah. It actually ended up working out about the same, and with Eternal Feather, we'll heal it off, so I won't be punished here. But man, if I did that at Ascension 20, I'd be embarrassed. I don't need another well-laid plans. If I could guarantee that I could get it to you, I would take it. But I think what I need to do right now is maybe upgrade an acro. We have 3 of them. I just want to draw through faster.
Yeah, having more sources of different amounts of draw, a 2, a 3, a 1, a 4, it's really, really, really good.
There's a single try.
Ooh, Teak.
Yes.
Teak, there's a tactician at the top there.
There is. I do wish it were upgraded, but it's still pretty good just as...
Teak, how much redundancy do you need? I wouldn't begrudge you. Hell yeah.
The limit does not exist, is what I've been taught. It's what I've learned. So can I delete this all-out attack now?
Yeah.
It's yours. Congratulations.
Much appreciated. Thanks.
It's an attack. Okay. So how do you think this collector fight's gonna go?
I'm gonna go in with a well. Laid plans are gonna result in a bunch of attacks being played, and I think the fight is ultimately gonna have a grand finale.
I would still like that single card draw, you know, like an escape plan.
Yes.
Really.
The game had to do it to you. This is where you needed the second well-laid plan. That's what it was for.
Oh god, dude. Oh man, it's phony. Okay. I'm gonna throw out a leg sweep. I'm holding 2 of these suckers. I got 75 health and I heal after this fight.
Oh hell yeah.
Something that I've learned is, if not now, when. And we are in Act 1, or rather Act 2, Ascension 1, playing cooperatively with the cheapest removals possible in the game, thanks to the courier system. Chronometrics is on record saying that Spire with friends is harder than playing the game solo by yourself, and largely I agree, with maybe this one exception, which is that you really do have ludicrous access to removals. To the point to where you can really craft whatever deck you want, and my deck has 3 grand finale in it, so I think it's perfect.
Yeah, there is a lot of me that feels like it wouldn't. There's a lot of me that feels like I would be able to use this to make infinites very aggressively. Like, see a dropkick in the 2nd floor and then go, all right, I'm giving away most of my cards. We're doing this.
Yep, we're going in, right? Absolutely. I 100% agree.
Do you have a source of... Oh, you don't have a source of 1 draw because that's the acrobatics, so...
I didn't want to risk it on the 4 draw acro because I could guarantee it with Prepared Plus.
Yeah.
And then if I saw regular acro, I could try to get it this turn, but this was the really safe path. And then now next turn we have guaranteed double grand finale before weakness, and then we have draws to start pushing back through again.
Especially when you're taking so little damage for it, this definitely feels like it's right.
Oh gosh, and I have so much courier, right? Because we can take courier heavy paths in the next act if we'd like to. Draw.
Now, one thing is, I guess, you know, unless they either get played now or, yeah.
What?
It was going to be that you've got all of the rest of your draw in your current hand. It's not in the upcoming for the rest of the deck, but...
I'm going to play it.
Yeah.
So... I'm playing it all. You best believe. So now we hold for Acro Plus is, I think, the easiest way to do this. Or we could just go backflip prepared right now and get it guaranteed next turn. Let's do that. Yeah. 2 turns in a row. Double grand finale. Actually, this time triple. That seems good. I think that's...
Keep the choke, because you can get an extra 15 damage with the...
Right.
Yeah. See, without that, wouldn't be worth it.
If you hadn't done that, Teak, would you really be Spiring? Yeah!
The absolute most business.
No. He lived. How dare you, frankly. How dare you?
He's gonna outlive that turn in the same way that Romeo outlived Juliet. Sorry, the reverse. Juliet.
4, 8, 6, 2, 4. Damn. If this acro was upgraded, we could play Grand Finale on this turn. Unfortunately.
That's proof perfect though, that the next floor that is going to be a reality consistently.
Yeah, we're so close. There it was, and then there it would have been. I do want that tactician. We and Disney, me and Disney, and Grand Finale. GG, Raps. Let's go. I am so pleased with.
I'm so glad you clicked it instantly. Collector's bonus.
I know I'm killing the heart. Should I take empty cage?
No. You can have each of those grand finales deal 4 more damage. What's risk play 2? 4? I think it's 4.
Oh god. Rhapsody.
Yeah, it's see, it's difficult, right? Because it feels like a lot of the time what you really want to do is have the ability to play well-laid plans as well as like a couple draw and things like that on turn 1. Working your defense in alongside the rest of your draws. Like, I feel like you could definitely benefit hugely from an extra energy, but also a double removal is...
It's getting wild.
You get closer
I have
to
too many Grand Finale.
You get very close, in fact, to just... I will do it on turn 1 or turn 2, right?
Yeah.
So I like to talk a lot about
which wins every fight
points.
except for the...
Yeah. So I like to talk a lot about breakpoints. And the breakpoint for you is obviously, what's the first turn that I can get Grand Finale off of? And it feels like removing 2 cards moves you so close to your next breakpoint of doing it in 1 fewer turns.
Like drop Choke and Deadly Poison and then try to drop another 2 to 4 cards in this next act, especially with the Courier system.
Yes.
Dude, we're playing Grand Finale's turn 1.
Hell yeah.
We gotta do it.
I love that both of us got, like...
Yes.
Just an absolutely kind of berserk deck. Like, mine is something I haven't played in a while, which is the Barricade Entrench, right? And the game was just like, here are the tools. Body Slam upgraded. Here's a Barricade. Here's an Entrench. Play him. Go to the moon. And for you, 4 Grand Finales. There's no comparison here, by the way. 4 Grand Finales is way nuttier. But both of us got a... Oh, this is nuttier.
This is my Persona 5 heart chamber, okay? And like, you have to defeat that corrupt heart. You know this because this will kill me someday. But am I really living if I don't? 4 Grand Finales.
Today, hopefully, is not that day. We do have these 2 relics here. Dimensional Wallet, your team shares gold. Gain 100 gold per player. As well as the Pneumatic Post. Couriers now offer shop, event, and boss relics. Prices are 50% off. And you can re-roll your offerings once per courier. Cards sent by the courier upgraded will never offer Cauldron or Orrery. Wait.
Wait. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Passing Empty Cage back and forth forever? Seems pretty good.
Both of our decks are so nuts. If your deck could just be Barricade and Entrench and like 2 cards to get you block and a Body Slam, your deck wins.
Yep.
And deterministically so. And if my deck could just be 4 Grand Finales, then you don't even need the well-laid plans.
So this gives us the ability to send a bunch of cards into the Abyss, re-roll, and then send a bunch of cards into the Abyss again.
That's right.
Although, Chrono. The fact that this can pass boss relics enables you to do the kind of things that we were talking about before. Obviously, Empty Cage bouncing back and forth. Other things that are on pickup, like Astrolabe passed back and forth. What's the other wild example for a boss relic that you want to... Health? But for boss relics you want to pass back and forth.
Boss relics.
Because there's another upon pickup that...
Tiny House.
Tiny houses.
I'd be happy to pass a tiny house back and forth. Astrolabe, right? You said that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you get to keep picking things.
We were trying in the Spy with Friends prologue, not prologue, but the stream that we'd recorded. I can't remember it for the absolute life of me at the moment. It may come back to me into the future.
What, did we want to double stack Black Stars or something?
Ooh.
Maybe that was what we were talking about.
Maybe.
Right?
Maybe it was something like that. I thought it was a comp pickup, but maybe I was just thinking the health pickups. But I think it's pneumatic post. I think we just go do it.
We're going so ham on this run right now. Absolutely. In fairness, I think it would be totally okay if Courier said, this is the cost to send this to your friend, and if they reject this package, then there's like a punishment. You know, you got to play with blood or something. Like it hurts you. It hurts you that your collaboration was rejected, because these sure look like cheap removals to me.
Yeah, there's definitely an element of that in it. But to see how we utilize those cheap removals, you're going to be looking for the link in the description down below for the next act. Hope to see that.